Good afternoon. It is 4 o'clock. It is Monday, the 14th of July, and this is your radar and weather update from Black Sheep Weather. I'm going to start out taking a look at our radar. Nothing to look at in terms of precipitation, but what I will point out is up here in Blaine, our dew point is 52, Crystal 59, the airport 61, Eden Prairie 64, get down to Lakeville at 70, get farther down into Mankato, dew points are up into the upper mid-70s, 74, 75 now at Mankato, 73 New Ulm, 73 Faribault, and that is going to be what the story is for the next about 36 hours. As we look at that, you can also see that we have heat warnings now in effect. Oh, the preview there. Heat warning, or heat advisory rather, in effect for the core 7 county metro here, and that will run until 8 o'clock tomorrow. That does include Anoka, Hennepin, Ramsey, Washington, Dakota, Scott, and Carver counties. Taking a look at our severe weather outlook for today, not much going on, just a general thunderstorm area from about the Twin Cities down to Pipestone. That'll run up to Duluth, back down to about Browns Valley, and north of that you have a marginal risk of severe weather. And then for day 2, tomorrow Tuesday, we do introduce a slight risk that's up around the North Shore to Duluth, back down, just touching into Chisago and Isanti County. So Chisago City and Cambridge areas north and east have a slight risk, and then a far tiny sliver down here in southwest Minnesota down towards Pipestone and Sioux Falls is also in a slight risk. Most of the rest of the state is in a marginal risk, and then we have a general risk of thunderstorms for the rest of the state except for Lake of the Woods up to about War Road and Roseau. They shouldn't see much of anything on Tuesday. Wednesday, the southern half of the state is in a general thunderstorm area. A very marginal risk extending through about Albert Lee up to La Crosse, down into Houston County, and down towards Prairie du Chien. Of note is the last 7 days, as I grabbed the wrong graphic, there we go, the last 7 days, we have seen not a lot of rain in the Minnesota area. We've had a little bit of heavier rain, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches up on the Iron Range. But central and southern Minnesota and here in the metro, we have been rather dry, in spite of the fact that we have had some showers at times. Now, taking a look at our Tuesday excessive rainfall outlook, we're going to build on that drier stretch we've had in the last 72 hours. So we have a slight risk of excessive rainfall, flash flood guidance being met, and that runs from the Arrowhead in northeast Minnesota back down to the area around Wheaton, Appleton, back down to Sioux Falls. Either side of that, there's a marginal risk, and then far southeastern Minnesota, so Rochester, down towards Austin and Houston, should not see any risk there. But day 3, there is that marginal risk, and that is now running right along the North Shore to the Twin Ports, down to Sioux Falls. South and east of that line, you're in a marginal risk of flash flooding. And then if we look at our day 2, this is the precipitation forecast, how much rain the computer models are putting out for what we should expect. Areas in yellow here across northern Minnesota and then into southwestern Minnesota, anything in yellow is 1 inch or more. The reds are getting into the 2-inch category. You see that darker red here in far eastern South Dakota, right along the state line, and then up along the Iron Range into the area around Superior. We could see up to 2.5 inches of rain just on Tuesday. Wednesday, the area moves farther south. Central Wisconsin looks to be in the bullseye of 1 inch to 1.5 inches. The metro, we could see 1 inch to 2 inches tomorrow. I would say 1 inch to 1.5 inches would probably be the likelier bet. The rest of Minnesota, south of the area from the Arrowhead, back down to about Wahpeton in North Dakota south, should see anywhere from 1/4 to 1 inch. So a good soaking rainfall, but nothing really terrible. And I just realized that I did not grab my forecast, but there it is. So for today, 93 for our high, 76 tonight, a sticky night. Have the air conditioner running along. I'm sure everybody will. And then we have Tuesday, tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms start to come in the afternoon. About a 50% chance there, high of 91. Overnight low of 68. That'll be cooler because of the storms that move in. Wednesday should be mostly sunny, but we do have an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms through the day. 68 for the high, 57 for the low. And that's where the things really start to change. Thursday, mostly sunny, 73 for the high, but 56 for the overnight low and much less humid. Friday, a little bit warmer, but the same weather, 78 and 63. Saturday, we have a 40% chance of showers through the day, a high of 78 and a low of 66. And then we go right back to sunny skies and 83 for Sunday. That is your look at your forecast and for your outlook here on Black Sheep Weather. Again, I am John Lamb, your meteorologist. If you have any questions, any feedback, blacksheepwx@gmail.com is our email address. Otherwise, leave a comment in the stream and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching and have a great afternoon.